Saying this will make her miss you deeply. This is the moment you walk away, and she can't stop thinking about you. It's not because of grand gestures or constant attention, but because of one simple thing you said. Something so rare, it cuts through the noise and sticks with her. No games, no tricks, just a deep understanding of how real connection works. Want to know what that is? Let's dive in. Section 1. The power of space and anticipation. The first thing you need to understand is that getting someone to miss you isn't about constantly being in their face or overwhelming them with attention. It's about creating space for them to feel your absence. Absence isn't just about physical distance. It's an emotional and mental space that allows someone to reflect on what it means to have you in their life. Most people think they need to be constantly present to stay relevant in someone's mind, but that's where they go wrong. When you're always around and constantly available, it sends a message that you're easily accessible, and this can lead to being taken for granted. Think about it. How often do we truly appreciate something when it's always within reach? Probably not often. Scarcity breeds value. When you create space, you give them the chance to miss you. You're not just taking up space in their life, you're letting them realize what life feels like without you. The key to this is how you frame that absence. It's not about ghosting or playing games, it's about creating an environment where your presence feels like a gift, something rare and meaningful. But space alone isn't enough. You have to couple it with anticipation. This is the subtle art of making them wonder what's next, by not revealing everything at once. By pacing your interactions, you make them look forward to seeing or hearing from you again. Think of it like a cliffhanger in a great TV series. The suspense keeps them coming back for more because they can't predict the ending. That's the energy you want to cultivate. Leave moments of your connection unresolved. Give them something to look forward to, whether it's the way you make them laugh, the unique conversations you have, or the mystery of what you'll say next. That anticipation builds emotional tension, keeping you on their mind when you're not around. Section 2. The rare quality of emotional depth. Now let's talk about one of the most overlooked but powerful tools you can wield: emotional depth. Most people, whether intentionally or not, stay on the surface when they communicate with others. They keep things light, casual, and safe. They avoid talking about feelings, steer away from vulnerability, and focus on work, the weather, or weekend plans. But if you want someone to miss you, you need to be more than just another voice in the crowd. You need to be the person who isn't afraid to explore emotional depth. People naturally crave emotional connection. It's one of the most important things that makes them feel safe, understood, and valued. If you can build emotional depth, you're creating a bond that goes beyond physical attraction or common interests. You're showing that you care about who they are, not just what they look like or what they can offer you. This kind of connection is incredibly rare, and when someone experiences it, it's hard for them to forget. How do you do it? It starts by being genuinely curious about their inner world. Ask them about their passions, their fears, their dreams. Don't just ask questions, really listen to their answers. A person will open up if they feel that you're genuinely interested in understanding them on a deeper level. When they do share intimate thoughts and experiences, respond in a way that shows you're not just hearing them, but truly seeing them. Acknowledge their feelings, empathize with their experiences, and share your own vulnerabilities. The key is mutual vulnerability. When you're willing to open up, it encourages the other person to do the same, creating a space where emotional intimacy can thrive. A person who is emotionally present is irreplaceable. Emotional depth creates a lasting imprint in their mind. They'll think about you when you're not around because you're not like everyone else. You've given them something most people won't even attempt, a genuine emotional connection. That's something they will miss. Section 3. The magic phrase, I see you. So, what's the phrase that makes someone inevitably miss you? It's surprisingly simple. I see you. These 3 words are more powerful than you can imagine because they cut through the noise. In a world where most people are caught up in appearances, distractions, and shallow interactions, being truly seen is a rare experience. When someone hears, I see you, it goes beyond physical appearance. It tells them that you notice the little things, the things that really matter. It's an acknowledgement of their essence, not just their surface. Think about it. Most compliments people receive are focused on physical traits or surface-level qualities. But when you say, I see you, you show them that you notice who they truly are. It makes them feel valued, appreciated, and understood in a way that's hard to ignore. Focusing on their looks or their status, you're so beautiful, I love your outfit, or you're so successful, these kinds of compliments, while flattering, don't reach the heart. They are temporary, and anyone can give them. But I see you transcends the superficial. It says, I see the real you. I see your strengths, your vulnerabilities, your passions, and your uniqueness. It's an acknowledgement of her soul, not just her external image. When you say, I see you, you're giving her something most people overlook, the gift of being truly understood. When someone feels truly understood, they start to feel connected to you in a way that's hard to shake. That connection creates emotional ties, and those ties are what lead her to miss you when you're gone. She will replay that moment in her mind, wondering how you managed to see the things about her that others missed. She'll crave the feeling of being understood, and that craving will make her think about you long after you've left. Section 4. Timing and delivery, making it count. Saying the right words is one thing, but how and when you say them is just as important, if not more so. Timing and delivery can amplify the effect of your words or completely undermine them. You don't just blurt out, I see you at a random moment. It has to come when the moment is right. The best time to say something so powerful is when she's sharing something personal or opening up about her feelings, whether she's talking about a challenge she's facing, her aspirations, or something emotionally meaningful to her. That's your moment. In those vulnerable moments when her defenses are down and she's speaking from the heart, I see you lands deeply. It hits because it's authentic and shows that you're truly present. But it's not just about the words themselves, it's also about how you say them. Tone and body language matter just as much. When you say, I see you, look her in the eyes. Let your voice be calm but intentional, as if every word carries weight. Don't rush it. Pause for a moment after saying it and let the meaning sink in. This isn't just a throwaway line. It's a statement of recognition, and it should feel significant. The combination of the right words, delivered at the right time with the right energy, is what makes it stick. Here's the beautiful part. When done correctly, you won't need to say it often. Once is enough to leave a lasting impression. She will remember that moment, and she'll associate you with the feeling of being truly seen and valued. Section 5. Building mystery without manipulation. When we talk about creating mystery, it's important to clarify that we're not talking about playing games or manipulating emotions. This is about cultivating genuine intrigue and curiosity. Mystery, when done right, is about revealing yourself in layers, giving her glimpses of who you are without laying everything on the table at once. Think of it like peeling an onion. There's always more to discover as you go deeper. One of the biggest mistakes people make is oversharing too soon. They spill their entire life story within the first few interactions, leaving no room for curiosity or discovery. When you reveal everything at once, it can make the interaction feel flat because there's nothing left to explore. On the other hand, When you reveal parts of yourself slowly at the right moments, it keeps things fresh and exciting. It creates a sense of anticipation for her, making her want to learn more about you. Building mystery isn't about being secretive or evasive. It's about being selective with the information you share. Share meaningful stories or experiences that give her insight into your character, but don't feel the need to explain every detail of your life right away. Let her ask questions. Let her be curious. This dynamic keeps her engaged and gives her something to think about when you're not around. When she's away from you, she'll replay the conversations in her mind, trying to piece together the parts of you that she hasn't yet uncovered. This intrigue will naturally lead her to miss you, as she'll want to know more. Section 6. Creating emotional highs and lows. Humans are wired to respond to contrast, which is why emotional highs and lows are so powerful when building a deep connection. It's not about being inconsistent or playing with her feelings. It's about creating a dynamic emotional landscape where she experiences moments of deep connection, followed by moments of reflection. Here's what I mean. When you engage her in a meaningful conversation, share a great experience together, or make her feel truly understood, she'll experience an emotional high. But then, after that moment, you don't need to maintain that intensity. In fact, stepping back and giving her space after an emotional high can be one of the most powerful things you can do. Emotional highs and allowing time for reflection. By creating moments of emotional highs, followed by time for reflection, you're setting up an emotional roller coaster that becomes addictive. The contrast between those high points of connection and the quiet moments in between is what keeps her coming back for more. It's the feeling of missing something she can't quite put her finger on. She'll find herself thinking about the last conversation, the way you made her feel, and she'll start craving that emotional connection again. This is how emotional tension builds and strengthens over time, making her miss you even more deeply when you're not around. Section 7. Showing intent without neediness. Here's where a lot of men struggle, showing intent without coming off as needy or desperate. There's a fine line between expressing interest and coming across as someone who's too available. Women are attracted to men who know their worth, have a sense of purpose, and don't place their entire self-worth on whether or not she's into them. If you want her to miss you, you need to show that you're interested without becoming dependent on her response. The way you show intent without neediness is by being clear about your intentions, but not making her the center of your universe. Compliment her, tell her you enjoy spending time with her, but don't overdo it. Show her that while you're interested, you're also a man with your own life, your own goals, and your own sense of direction. This balance of being available, but not too available, is key to creating an air of confidence and independence that women find incredibly attractive. When you're confident in your own path, it shows that you're not seeking validation from her. And when a woman sees that you're secure in yourself, it creates a dynamic where she starts seeking validation from you. This shift in energy is crucial. When she sees that you're not constantly seeking her attention or approval, she'll naturally begin to seek yours. And when she's not around, that's when she'll start to miss you. Not because you've been clingy or overbearing, but because you've shown her what it's like to be with a man who knows his worth. Section 8. The power of leaving her wanting more. One of the oldest yet most effective techniques in human psychology is leaving someone wanting more. This doesn't mean cutting interactions short abruptly or playing hard to get. It's about leaving a conversation or moment on a high note where she feels like there's more to be discovered. When you leave her wanting more, you're not just creating space for her to miss you, you're making sure the last impression you leave is one of intrigue and excitement. Think about it. Every time you watch a great movie or read a fantastic book, the ending leaves you wanting more. It's not because the story wasn't complete, but because it was so good you didn't want it to end. That's the feeling you want to create with her. When you end a conversation, encounter, or date on a high note, it leaves her thinking about how great it was, and she'll naturally want to experience that feeling again. The key to leaving her wanting more is to not overstay your welcome. Don't drag out the conversation until it becomes dull or repetitive. Instead, leave when the energy is still high, when there's still excitement in the air. This will create a sense of anticipation for the next time she sees you. She'll be looking forward to that next conversation or moment, and in between, she'll be thinking about you and missing you. Section 9. Using subtle gestures to leave a lasting impression. Words are powerful, but actions, especially subtle ones, speak even louder. The small things you do can often leave a deeper impact than grand gestures. A gentle touch on her arm, maintaining eye contact during a meaningful conversation, or even remembering a small detail she mentioned weeks ago, these are the things that leave lasting impressions. Women are incredibly perceptive when it comes to details, and they remember how you make them feel through these subtle, seemingly insignificant gestures. The power of subtlety is that it doesn't scream for attention. It quietly lingers in her mind. It's the little things that she'll replay in her thoughts when she's alone, wondering how you noticed or remembered something so small. These gestures create a sense of intimacy without the need for big, flashy moves. And when she's not with you, those small moments will stand out, making her miss the connection you've built through your attention to detail. Conclusion. Sometimes it's the small, subtle things that make the biggest impact. Create space, build mystery, and watch how she starts missing you. If you found this helpful, drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Until next time, stay high value.